Right, so today I'm going to show you how to get a really nice fade and a real high tight fade at the back and round the sides. So in this tutorial I'm just going to show you my technique that I use with clippers. So as you can see, the hair is really heavy and bulky through the back and through the sides. So what I want to do, I want to get my clippers with the attachment grade 2, and I'm going to put it on the shorter one. So with this leader here, bring it down, that makes it longer, and then push it up to the top, and that makes it a lot shorter. So I'm going to use the grade 2 attachment. And what I like to do, I just like to go in with the clippers and then go really tight in at the back and then flick out towards the nape. So here we go. So I always use a comb, so I always comb the hair down, just so I can see where the hair actually naturally falls. Okay, I'm just going to spin the client round. There we go. So I'm just going to go in with the clippers, really nice and close to the neck, and then flick out. And that way you're going to get a real nice, tight look in towards the nape. So you can see the difference already. So I'm just going to work round. So remember, in really close to the neck and then flick out. That movement. Okay? And I'm just going to move behind. And again, the same. We don't want to see no lines or anything with the clipper work. Right, so I've done the back, that side, and worked towards the ear. Right, so now what I like to do is pull down the ear, and then again the same motion, so really nice and close to the head, and then flick out like that. Sorry a minute, I've just got the Alexa on. Alexa, stop! Okay, so I'm just going to spin. You can see a real nice close clipper work. And remember, just bring down the ear. And the same on the sides. So I don't like to go any higher really than probably about sort of 2 inches above the ear, because what I like to do, which I'll show you in a minute, I like to scissor work all this so it gets a real nice blend. The thing is, that the higher you go with the clipper work, you've got to remember that you've got to blend it into the clipper work. So if I go up here, then obviously you're going to have to blend it from here with the scissor work into the clipper work. So just bear that in mind, that you've got to leave room for your scissor work. Okay, so I'm just going to work now on the other side. Again, real nice and close onto the neck, and then flick out. Okay, and then we work towards the front. Again, so pull down the ear, and the same motion with the clippers. When you get used to it, you can actually work like around the ear without pulling it down. But I just like to pull the ear down, because when you pull the ear down, it stretches this little bit of skin here, then you can get all the little tiny hairs. Okay, and then spin the plant round again. Right, so you can see I've worked here, and now I've just got to blend this bit out as well. So pull down the ear and then flick out. the key is just take your time, don't rush. Just make sure you get every bit of hair. Right, so that is the grade 2 done. And now you want to get your grade 1 attachment, and then I like to use it on the long setting, and then the same principle as what we've done with the grade 2. So start off onto the back of the neck, going nice and tight, and then flick out. Nice and tight and flick out, like so. Okay, I'm just going to spin it around. Again, so nice and close to the neck, and then flick out. And again, just take your time, don't rush. Okay, as you can see here, there's no lines at all. You're seeing that real nice blend. Okay, so we're going to work on this side. So nice and tight, and then flick out. If you find it a little bit difficult, always ask the client just to tilt the head down. As you can see, the skin starts to stretch a little bit. So ask your client to tilt the head down, and then with your thumb, just pull the hair, just pull the scalp up a little bit, and you can see you're going to get more tension with the skin. So that's another good tip as well. Okay, so work on this side. So remember, real close onto the neck and then flick out. So I've got this on the long setting on the grade 1. So I'm going to spin right round, and again, real close to the head and then flick out. And we do this all the way around to the front. So real close and then flick out. So it's that motion, so real close and then flick out. You can see already you're getting a real nice blend. So all this dark bit here, we're going to get rid of that with the scissor work, but I'm just concentrating on the clipper work at the moment because we want to go real tight, nice tight fade. Okay, and then what I find, which is a real good tip as well, when you get to the sides, when you're going in with like the grade 1, is tilt your client's head to the side, and again, it's all about the tension. You're going to get a real good tension. Again, pull down the ear in real tight and then flick out. And that is all it is really. It's just such an easy technique. And once you get the hang of it, you know, you'll be able to do it with your eyes shut. And remember, the hair grows in different directions as well. So just take that into consideration with when you're using the clippers as well. If you can't get all the hair, go in with a different direction. And that way you're going to get all the little tiny hairs. Because it's so important, because we're doing a fade, you want it literally from skin going into a nice fade with the hair. Okay, I'm just going to spin right round. As you can see, you're getting a real nice blend all the way through now. So this dark line here, don't forget we're going to get rid of that with the scissor work. But just look below, you'll just see it's just a real seamless blend. Okay, I'm going to spin right round there. And I'm going to work the same on this side. So again, go right in, real close to the neck, and then flick out. Remember, I've got this on long setting on the grade 1. And also, where I've done the grade 2, I'm just going about half an inch below that line, and then just flicking it towards that line, if that makes any sense. Can you see I'm going in a different direction just to get that bit of hair? There we go. Okay, so remember, real tight and then flick. Right, and then spin them quite round again. So with this haircut, we're not doing it real high with the fade, we're literally just doing it just so it's nice and natural looking. There we go. Right, I'm going to spin around again. A good tip as well, what I like to do with the comb is just push the hair out the way. I know it's not in the way of my work, but it's just, I just feel a bit more comfortable with that hair out of the way. Because obviously if you've got someone with a lot longer hair, that might flick down, and then when you're going in with the clippers, you might actually catch that hair. So just bear that in mind. I just like to use the comb and just push that hair out of the way. Okay, and again, just going around the ear. Remember, going in different directions is going to catch all those tiny little hairs. So I'm going in real tight. So what's happening here, as I'm doing that with the clippers, can you see that skin slightly moving up toward with the clippers? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my thumb, just going to pull the skin tight, and then that way you're going to get those tiny bits of hairs around that hairline, because that is so important. Right, okay, now we're going to move on to the same principle what we've done with the grade 2 and 1. So I'm just going to turn my clippers off a minute, just going to get my brush and just clean out my clippers, because it does catch a lot of hair. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same attachment, the grade 1, but I'm going to use it on the shorter setting now. So I'm going to push the lever right towards the top. Right, okay, so now I'm going to go in with my short one. So the same, literally I'm just going to go in. This is little flips now. Can you see, just tiny little flicks. So what I'm just doing is just taking the hair down a lot shorter. So this is the grade 1 on the short satin, and it's the same motion, but I'm doing little flicks now. And a lot of this with the cutting work is using your eyes a lot. Is, you know, you might think, oh, actually it needs to go a little bit higher there, and so just be cautious on what you're doing and use your eyes a lot. Can you see how that's nicely blended? And I'm not going any higher than obviously the grade 2. Can you see already, like, you're getting this nice dark line here, which is what you want, because we're going to do the scissor work there. But look below and you can see that nice seamless blend. And I'm doing the short one here, then I'm going to take the attachment off. I'm going to do a long 0, the same principle, and then a short 0, and you'll see the difference. So I'm just going to crack on with this now. So again, I'm just doing tiny little flicks. And you can just see it with your eyes, you can just see. It's almost like you're rubbing out something on paper. You want that nice seamless blend. Okay, look at that nice seamless blend all the way around there. So again, just tiny little flicks. You don't want to go no higher than obviously your long one. Okay, going to spin the client round again. Remember, tilt the head to the side if need be. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit now. Okay. But yeah, I just like to use the method as like a rubber. You're rubbing something out, and that is the look that we need. So remember the little tips that I've shown you. So you're using your thumb, pulling that skin up, and you're going to get all that tiny hairs all around there. Okay, so now I'm going to take the attachment off. I'm going to do the same as what I've done with the short one. So it's going to be on a long 0. I'm going to do tiny little flicks with the long zero, and I'm going to do tiny little flicks with the short zero. Okay. Can you see it's just tiny, tiny little flicks? And this is a real nice technique, just to get that nice clean look on the neck and around the sides. If you want to go any higher, you can, but I just like to do it not so high. But everyone's different. But if you do need to go like high, use the same sort of techniques that I've shown you, but remember on the first grade you'd have to go higher than where I've gone here. So you'd have to go up here, and then obviously you work up higher with all the attachments. So this is like the rubber effect now. I'm just rubbering out all those hairs. Okay. Just going to speed it up a little bit. Start seeing that real nice seamless blend. Okay, so I'm going to now do it on the shorter setting, the same principle, so I'm just going to do the same as what I've just done. Again, each time you go in, you just want to go a little bit lower than obviously your previous guide. But remember, tiny, tiny little flicks, because obviously we're literally on the zero here now, so you don't want to go any higher than where obviously the long one is, because you will start getting like bold spots. Just beware. So this is literally just rubbering out all the hair now. See that nice seamless blend look now from the neck into our blend of hair that we've just created. So it's nice and seamless all the way through. Right, so I'm just going to work on the sides. So this is a real good important one to remember, is where I've done obviously the long zero, I've just done it to like obviously the top of the ear. So with the short zero, I'm literally just going to flicker the very bottom out. And that's all I'm doing. But can you see that? It just blends all the way through. So when you get to the ear, push the ear down, and then use the corner of the clipper and just clean it up a little bit. And that's it. Okay, I'm just gonna work on the other side. Okay, so I went up with the long zero at the top of the ear, so I'm just gonna work below that. Remember, tiny little flicks. And clean up around the ear. Right, and now what I like to do, I'll tilt the client's head down, and with my comb I just like to go down like that, just get any loose hairs that have been cut, then onto the neck, clean all that hair off the neck. And now I can see any like long hairs on the neck, and just clean them up. Okay, so there we have it. So that is my clipper work from obviously a short fade going into the hair. So you can see a nice seamless blend, and all I'm going to do now is literally, where this hair hasn't been cut, I'm just going to do a bit of scissor over comb and then just feather out that weight line. Okay, so just going to go in with my comb, and I like to use the wide tooth comb, so it just spreads the hair out a lot easier for me to scissor over comb and then just go in. When I'm scissor over combing, I'm always making sure the comb is always, you know, moving, and my blades are always moving at the same time as well. Okay, you can start to see that nice blend in with the clipper work. See that nice blend in with the clipper work there. And once I've taken down that hair, I will then flick the comb round and use the short, the more close teeth together, and that will just make sure that you just get those last bits of hair. Remember, always keep the comb moving and always keep the blades moving at the same time. And there we have it. So you've got your clipper work and your scissor over comb. And just keep moving the scissors and the comb all around the area. Look in different ways, because obviously with the light in, it can just throw off different shades of the hair. So just keep going over your work. The thing is with this, you can keep going and going and going, but you just want to see that nice seamless blend. So I'm just going to spin. So you can see here, nice and seamless, and then where I've not done it, you can see where it needs to be cut. So I'm just going to work on this side now. Remember, always keep the scissors moving and the comb. Okay, and I'm going to spin right round. So you can see now where we need to scissor over comb. So you get your comb in, and this is another good way as well. So the same with the clippers. So you go in really tight, but then you want to angle the comb out, and that's going to show you where you need to cut the hair. Because if you go straight in and don't angle the hair, angle the comb out, you're going to take too much hair off. So always remember, the same with the clippers, go really tight and then flick out, okay? So yeah, I really hope this has given you some real good tips, make you a bit more confident using the clippers. And yeah, it's just practice, practice, practice. There's no right or wrong way using like the clippers, as long as you get the end result the same. But I just find like the techniques that I've shown you today, you always get a real nice result with a fade and blend into with your scissors. Can you see? You can see that now, can't you? So it's starting to come in really nice. And remember, always just keep looking at your work, because it's so important to see any loose like hairs that need coming off. It may just be like a few, but it makes such a difference. Because I like to see just seamless work with clippers. There's nothing worse than having like weight lines. So I'm going in really tight with the comb and flicking the hair out with the comb. Okay, I'm going to go back on this side. So you can see, I'm going to spin, you can see like where you need to go down a little bit here. So always keep looking over your work. Right, yeah, you can see that now in the camera. Look, see where I've gone and see where I need to go now. Right, so I'm just going to spin around. So yeah, so I really hope this is going to help you with your clipper work, and if you've always been afraid to do a fade, because I remember like when they've all sort of like come in and that, I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I could do that, you know, like with a 0 on the clippers and that, you know. It's having the confidence, and it's like believing in yourself really that you can do it. So, right, I'm just going to spin you around again. Yeah, and I just wanted to do this video because I just like to break things down a lot easier, and I don't like over, I'm trying to think of the word now. I like to make things quite simple and easy to follow. So I'm not one of these like, oh, you know, you've got to do it at like the 45 degrees angle, 90 degrees angle and stuff like that. I'm just doing me really, and I've trained a lot of people, and they sort of, you know, get what I say, and I break it down a lot easier. So yeah, I really hope this is going to help you out massively. But yeah, this video is literally just to show you a fade and clipper work and scissor over comb, and then I'm gonna do a video, well, a tutorial on like how to get white, silver, blonde hair as well. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, if you've got any questions or anything like that, please put them in the comments, because I'm gonna upload this. And yeah, this is like my first sort of video that I uploaded to my Instagram. Yeah, just to help people out really, you know, and you know, we've all got to start from somewhere. And like I say, like the fades are so popular, and it just gives your work a lot cleaner lines, and yeah, it's good. Right, so as you can see, look at that, you can see that nice blend. So we can still see a little bit of darkness, but bearing in mind where the hair's been cut, it's gonna look lighter anyway. So I quite like to see like literally like skin going into like a real short fade, then into a longer fade, and then into hair. I like to see the definitions of the hair as well, but what you don't want is like a real chunky line. So this is looking really nice now. And then what I like to do, because obviously this hair is still a little bit like thicker, so just to thin out that area, I'm just going to go in with my thinning scissors, and it's just going to blend this hair into the scissor work. Okay, so it's just going to thin out those ends. Yes, you can see that now. Right, just going to spin right round. Okay, so we're going to do the same here. So where we've worked on a scissor over comb work, where the hair's still lying down on the clipper work, we're just feathering that out a little bit with our thinning scissors. Yeah, so I really hope that you like this video. Please leave your feedback and everything, and like in the comments and that, like write what you'd like to see. You know, what would you like to learn? So I'm a cutting specialist, a colour specialist, so I do it all. Right, so you can see here, so I'm like a perfectionist, it's got to be spot on. So I'm just going to go over with my thinning scissors in that area, but I know that I need to probably just work a little bit more with the scissor over comb, just to get those tiny little bits of hair. So again, just going to go in with my comb real close to the scalp and then flick out. And again, just going to go over this side. Right, just going to get all the hair off. Just clean that all up. Just put your head down slightly for me. I'm just going to bring the camera up. Just going to spin you around. See, in different lights it looks different, but you can see that nice blend. So from the neck into the hair, look up, all the way around. Okay, I'm going to spin you around. Look at that. This bit here is obviously with clients like a bit of skin, because obviously at the back you do get a little bit of skin. So, and there, look, all the way around. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you've picked up any tips or anything, please leave the feedback for me. If you'd like to see anything more, you know, what you'd like to learn, please message me. And yeah, thank you for watching. Like I said, this is my first video of doing this. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. Bye.